Well, welcome back, everyone. I know it's been several weeks now since you posted anything, but I've got something for you today. It's getting pretty close to Christmas time here, and like probably many of you, on my wife's side of the family, we draw names and pick an individual, and then you do a gift for that individual. So, in the spirit of Christmas, I decided to make a gift for the individual that I drew. And I've already got that item done and the videos done, but I wasn't able to air them until after we met to exchange gifts. Otherwise, I would have kind of let the cat out of the bag. So I'm going to swing you around here and show you the item that we're going to build in this episode, and hopefully you enjoy it. I think it's a pretty cool item. In the nature of my channel, build or to buy it, I don't know that this could have even be purchased. Maybe somebody makes something out there similar to that, but at any rate, I'll do my normal thing and wrap up the cost when I get all done with the build. So without further ado, let me swing you around here and show you what it is. As you can see there, it's a, well, maybe you can figure it out, maybe you can't, but you put in here a bottle of your favorite adult beverage, one on each side over here also, and then that fills this dispenser mechanism with a measured amount. And then when you put your glass underneath here and press up on this, it dispenses that amount and then refills it. So anyway, that's what we're going to build in this episode. So stick around and see how it turns out. Okay, so let's get going building this. As you saw in the finished product, with the magic of video, you were able to see it prior to me building it. So as you saw in that, there was 3 separate panels, one on each side and one in the middle. So I've just got some barn wood here. This rough cut and glued up to those sizes are rough sizes. They're a little bit larger for now. So I'm going to get those cut down to the correct sizes, and those are the pieces on the side. Those are 17 inches long by 5 inches wide, and that center section was 14 inches long by almost 9 inches wide. So I'll get those cut to width and length, and then we'll start working on milling out the other pieces that hold all 3 together. So I'll scoot you over here so you can get a little bit better view and get those taken care of. Typically, I just rip one edge first. Both of these edges are finished. Obviously, since I'm going to cut them down, they won't have the barnwood kind of look to them. So I haven't decided. I'm either going to do a kind of a burn wood to hide that, because otherwise it's going to be really white. This is just pine. I'll either burn the edges, or I may paint them completely black and get kind of a nice contrast. I haven't decided on that. I'll figure that out after I get them cut out. Actually, what I'm going to do here, since there is a bit of a seam, because this is rough sawn, it's pretty hard to hide the seam completely. So instead of just taking a tiny little bit off this edge to get it square and then cutting to width, that would move the seam off center. So I think I will split the difference and make the seam fall in the middle of the final piece. So I'll do a little bit of measurement here to figure that out. And that'll be basically 2.5 inches on either side. All right, so those 3 pieces are cut. As you can see, like I mentioned, once you take that finish off. So I think I'm probably leaning towards painting those black. Let's see what it would look like. I'll probably try one in the black too, but we'll see what. I'll burn the edge of this one, and then wire brush it and compare it to. Actually, that pretty much duplicated the original barnwood finish pretty darn good. So I'll still probably paint one black just to see which I like. I'll just pause you here for a minute, get one painted, and then show you both. Okay, so I used I could have used some black stain too, but I didn't have any. So I did one with just some satin black. So you got the barnwood black on the edge versus the barnwood and the burnt edge. I don't know, they both are nice. They kind of give, still haven't decided. I can get the whole thing built and decide to do that at the very end. So the next thing I want to do is build all 3 pieces are tied together with 2 slats on the back side that are 1.5 inches wide. Those don't need to be really thick because then it would actually push it out off the wall. So I think I'll actually cut some dados into those pieces and inset a piece of, I've got some 1/4 inch poplar that I'm going to use for those, and also use that poplar for the initial, the D initial, and to spell out the last name. So I'll get those ripped to size. Actually, I'll probably cut the dados first, and then I can sneak up on a nice snug fit on the slats that tie them together. So the dados are 1.5 inches from the end on the long pieces, so they'll come down 1.5 inches. Then there'll be that 1.5 inch dado, and then on the bottom or on the wider board, it's I recall its configuration was like this. So that dado will come down 1.5 inches from here and 1.5 inches up from the bottom, and on these longer pieces that will make it farther than 1.5 inches. Anyway, you'll get the gist of it here in just a minute. Okay, so I got the dado stack set up on the saw. I've also got the saw plug back in. Also got a stop block here for the fence. That way I only got 3 of these, but I don't have to worry about I can get them exact. I'll just bring it up against the stop block, use the miter to push it through the dado stack. So I'll get those cut and then take measurements to figure out the offset for the other side of the 1.5 inches. That way they'll all be identical. I am going to run a test piece through to get my depth. I think my depth is pretty close, but I'm going to run a test piece through and then fit it with this 1/4 inch poplar. So now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to come over to figure out what the other side of the 1.5 inches would be. because that's ballpark the size of the slat that I'm going to put across there, but it doesn't have to be exact. And reset the fence, run those through, and then I'll do the opposite end. Use just that little piece in the middle, I'll take that out. So now, since these are not the exact same length boards, I don't want to come from the opposite end because then my reference would be different. I'd have to do two completely different setups. So I'll keep measuring off the same end I did to get the 1.5 inch offset that I need. Okay, I changed it up a little bit because I needed to move the fence to the opposite side, and there just isn't quite enough room with the extension on the miter fence to use a fixed stop block. So I'll just set a stop block in there, butt up against the stop block, lift that stop block out so I'm not potentially binding against the fence, run it through, and that way I can come up with the same exact distance from that measured end. It gets the second one, and again I'll just move the fence over the appropriate amount. Alright, so that gets those dados cut. Now I'll cut the pieces that connect them together, those slats or splines, whatever you want to call them. And because there'll be a fair amount of weight on this depending on if the bottles are full or not, I set it up to where the center, the dimensions as far as the distance between all the boards, I set it up to where the center of these would be 16" on center. That way you can pick up studs in a wall. So that to accomplish that worked out to where those splines would be 21 inches long. So I'm going to cut a 21-inch piece off of the poplar, but before I do that, I'll get the table saw put back to a regular blade and bring you back. Okay, so I got that cut over there on the miter box. Again, I measured that dado out and it's pretty much right at 1.5 inches, but I'll go ahead and just sneak up on it. I'll rip one edge. Let's see how straight it is actually. Just use a table saw. It's actually, the one edge is already really straight, so I don't need to run it across the joiner. So I'll cut a strip off of there, probably start a little wide just to be on the safe side, and then sneak up on it. Tilt the camera down. All right, so this will give you kind of the gist of it here. So that's what that'll ultimately look like. These, I think I will definitely paint those slats. I don't know, we'll see. Again, whether I do those, I might like burn these edges and then paint the slats black to give a little bit more contrast. We'll see how that goes. So that's the rough pieces cut out. I don't really like the complete square top, so I think I'm gonna put an arc on the top of these, tops and bottoms of all those. So I'll lay that out, just figure out what shape kind of looks good with the compass, and bring you back and show you that here in a second, and probably cut those. If I had a lot of them to do, I'd make a template or a pattern, use the router with the following bit, but I think I'll just take those. It won't take long on the scroll saw. I could do it on the bandsaw, but that leaves a little bit of a rough edge, so I'll do it on the scroll saw, and that'll leave a little bit finer curve. So as soon as... Okay, so I just scribed, you can see the arc here at the top, pencil line. So I'm over here at the scroll saw. I gotta go find some glasses. Thought I'd maybe share these with you. I used to, for the first 40 plus, for roughly 40 years of my life, I didn't need glasses at all, but now anything up close or far away for that matter. So I don't have any of my readers out here in the shop, but I picked these up a while ago. They're kind of handy because they're just a frame that actually has a foldable thing. You'll see here in a minute, it's even got a light you can turn on it. And then it comes with a tray of lenses that range in magnification from, I think they're stamped on them. They're stamped on them, but without glasses, I can't see what they're stamped. So if that isn't a catch-22, I don't know what is. But at any rate, they just snap into the holder. So then when you have them on, they set on your nose and they actually flip up. So if you're doing other stuff, so they come in kind of handy for doing stuff like this. So I could have pushed way harder than that. It'll cut way faster than that, but trying to stay right on the line. And it does a really nice, smooth, super smooth job. So the rest of this is just rinse and repeat. So I will get the rest of these cut out and then bring you back and take you a look at it again. Okay, so there's where we're at as of right now with the curved tops on them. I think that looks way better than the square cut tops. So I'm getting pretty close to having to decide whether I'm going to burn the edges, which I think I kind of have decided. I'm going to burn the edges and then paint these cross slats. I'll do those black or stain them black. And then, so I have kind of left to cut out the last name, the per individual's last name or the family's last name and their first initial. So this is to scale here. So that'll be at the top. So I'll cut that on. I'm going to cut that out of poplar. Thought about a couple different ways. I don't have a laser engraver, but I thought about you can send those off fairly inexpensively, or there's even places here in the town I live that would do it. So I thought about having that laser engraved, which would have been fine, but I kind of like being able to have a little bit of three-dimensional look, so I'm actually going to cut those out of that same 1/4 inch poplar. And then those will stand proud of that. So anyway, that'll go there. And so I'm going to get those cut out on the scroll saw. I'll probably set up, maybe do a quick time lapse of that. All I do is contact cement them down to the wood and then cut directly from the paper template. So I'll maybe set up that and at least fast forward. It's kind of boring going, but that way at least you can see it, and then we will take a look at attaching them. Okay, I've got to cut all the rest of the letters out, but that's probably really boring to sit there and watch that, so I will bring you back once I've got that stuff done and ready for the next step. Okay, so I got all those pieces cut out using the scroll saw. Here's just one of them. So that'll get glued on, and I have a special guest today in the shop that's going to help me out finishing up this gift. So she's going to help me with a little bit of the work here. Her name is Lucy. So can you say hi, Lucy? That's Lucy. So what we have to do is we have to put some screws in right here, okay? So let me move this a little closer. So I'll start these screws for you, and then the screwdriver turns this way, okay? So you use two hands, one hand down here to hold it, and this hand up here to turn it. You turn it this way. Keep going. Now I'll tell you when to stop, and then I'll put another little piece on the bottom. So keep going. Okay, stop right there. Now do this one. This way. That's okay. I'll tell you when to stop, and then I'll hold this piece underneath and have you keep going. A little bit more. Okay, stop right there. So this piece goes on the bottom. Alright, so now you can finish tightening those up.
I know which way now.
Yep, you know which way. Hold it straight up and down, just like that.
Does it go this way?
Yep, that's the right way. And then after you're done with this, we have a little bit of glue. So can you go any tighter? Turn as hard as you can. Push it down, twist as hard as you can. Oh. Keep going. There you go. Okay, now do this one. Yeah, that created a little bit of a shelf on here. And now we have to glue these pieces on.
I know who it's for.
You think you do? Who do you think it's for? You know?
Jacob?
I don't know. It's a surprise. You'll have to wait till
Papa.
It's a surprise. You'll have to wait until after Christmas, and then you'll see. So now see how these pieces are loose here? We have to glue these down. So I'm going to have you put a little bit of glue on them, and then we'll put some clamps to hold it. So let me get some of this stuff out of the way. The bench is kind of messy, isn't it?
Yeah. I
All
have
right.
to get something organized. If my sister was here, she would help you organize. Like,
You would help me organize?
yeah, she would not even do anything.
Oh.
She won't work in a messy place.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll show you what to do, and then I'll let you do it. So in not on this group, but in this one here, and in this one here, we're just going to put a little bit of glue. So we're just going to do like this. And so you take the glue bottle. Don't squeeze too hard because too much will come out. And then just move it back and forth. Squeeze a little bit more. Like that. Okay. Let me get a little brush and then you can brush it. This is a tiny little brush, isn't it? So then you just take this brush and just do like this. Spread it out a little bit, okay?
Okay.
I'll put a little bit more here for you. Try not to get out near the edge.
Try not. Because it's going to dry out quick.
Yeah, it'll dry quick, so we gotta put the pieces together pretty quick, don't we?
Yeah. I'm trying to spread
I'll
fast.
scoot it down for you.
I'm going to try to spread fast, so. It's pretty hard to get this.
That'll work right there.
Yeah.
So let's set that over there.
Okay.
So you tighten that part down. Turn it as tight as you can. Good job. Perfect.
There.
Yep. And then we'll put one more right here.
I'll do that.
Tighten that one down. Your coat's pretty colorful.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You're welcome.
My mom and dad bought this for me. These are
All right, you got that one.
Do you like have everything in here? Like you have like a house like in here. Like you have a house, you have water too.
Yeah, I have water in here. See, if you come down on the end, you can see if you look over. Don't step off, careful. See how the glue squeezed out?
Oh, yeah.
So we just have to clean that up with a rag.
Oh, it's like here.
Yeah, that's okay, because that's on the back side. Nobody will see that.
I literally shot this with a nightstand.
You did?
Yeah.
It's not.
Take a look at this. I'm saying, oh,
Yeah.
look at the chair.
So now we're going to turn it over. We got those tied. So now we're going to glue on the last piece.
What?
And then we'll go outside and you can we'll work it on the excavator. Oop, there's a little bit of it that leaked out in here too.
Oh.
How's that?
Yeah.
Okay. A little bit of glue there, there, there.
Okay.
So let me get it close and then.
I'll help you push it down.
Let me get it set in the right spot first.
It's going to the right spot.
Okay, push down.
I hope we don't break it.
Perfect. Oops.
Oh, it moved.
That's okay. Big enough, isn't it? So we just set that on there like that. And let me find a piece of metal here that weighs a little bit.
Yep.
So we'll put this piece of metal up there. Perfect. And that'll hold it right where we need it.
I should jump down.
If you want to jump down, yep, careful. Alrighty, so let's get this back here, and you can tell everybody bye-bye and have a good Christmas.
Bye-bye, have a nice Christmas.
Okay, so you saw there where Lucy helped me get a little bit farther along. She had to head home, so I'll pan you down here and finish up. We're showing you what we've got. Got the rest of the letters just stuck down. Just a little couple dobs of glue holds those in place. So I'm going to get the remaining hardware bolted down. This is the one items I bought was these. These hardware comes with the bottle holder. Then this part goes in the bottle. It snaps in, so that way you can change bottles without having to unbolt the hardware. And then it has the dispenser mechanism. Just got a little spring-loaded latch here. So I'll get those bolted down, or screwed down. And that'll kind of give you a feel for what the whole thing's going to look like. And these are spring loaded, so whatever size bottle you put there, it helps hold them. So I'm going to put a quick coat of probably a semi-gloss urethane on it, just protect it a little bit, and I will bring it back with when I can hang it up like it would be hung on the wall, and we'll call this project done and give you a quick, like normal, I'll give you a quick cost recap, and then we'll be on to the next episode, or the next build, which I know I've said it several times now, is the gantry crane. I've got stuff sitting on the trailer ready to go, so now that winter's kind of here, I'll be getting started on that. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the finished product, and I will go over one item that I thought I filmed, but I didn't film. So I'll flip you around here, and you can see what it looks like. That's with a coat of satin urethane on it. And the one item I talked about, it is right here. The original dispenser devices, I guess, for lack of a better term, had just some little three little plastic ears with kind of a piece of rubber over them that you push the glass against, and to add a little bit of, I guess, flair to it, and to fit the kind of the barnwood look, I had some pieces of antler. And so I just cut out short little pieces of antler and bored the appropriate size hole in those and slipped those on in place of the little plastic pieces. So again, that finishes up. We'll get started on the gantry crane. You guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, and comment if you have any questions about this. And the cost breakdown was $44, give or take. I had virtually everything other than the dispenser mechanisms themselves. So I had plenty of the barnwood laying around, the poplar I had laying around. So a person, if you went to buy that, you probably might be into it, $50 or $60. Have no idea what something like this would cost. I'm sure there's someone out there that's selling something similar to this. Probably it doesn't have the customized lettering. So anyway, maybe put in the comment what you think something like that might be worth if you were to go out and buy one. Thanks again. See you in the next episode.